I've been with Terry for many, many months. For on the field and off the field, what's been sort of the biggest thing that you've kind of taken away from that relationship?
I'll say on the field, just how competitive he is and how much he has a desire and want and will to help his team win football games. And off the field, I'll just say just the man who he is, how genuine he is with everybody. You could go to Terry, talk about almost anything, man. He's there to just sit down and have a conversation with you.
Hey, Jayden.
What's up?
Over the last few games and everything, how have you seen this offense evolved, and in what way have you seen them evolve?
I won't say evolved. I would just say, we're just trying to play clean football, give ourselves the best opportunity to go out there and win games. Whether that's me trying to not have negative plays on first and second down, we drop back and throw the ball, stuff's not there, or be able to just all be on the same page, whether it's a run game or everything. We're just trying to play clean football and give ourselves the best chance.
Is there anything you were able to take from playing basketball as a kid that translates to your abilities as a quarterback?
I think all sports kind of play hand in hand. I'll say just the vision, like on the court, and then, playing quarterback, you got to have wide vision, kind of see different spaces and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what I'll say that plays a part.
Jayden, I'm sure as a kid growing up, you dreamed of one day maybe playing in the Super Bowl. And here you are, one win away from maybe fulfilling that dream. What is that like to be in this position?
It's a blessing to make it this far in the season. This countless a lot of, I know teams want to be in this position, so it's a blessing. Can't really take it for granted, but you also just got to be in the moment and take it one day at a time.
How well did you know Mike Sanderstill before you got here, and then what is sort of your relationship with him like now?
I knew of Mikey. We didn't cross paths until around like the whole draft process and everything, and then when we both got drafted here, that's kind of where our bond and stuff grew because we were around each other so much because the rookies were pretty much up here doing all the stuff, trying to catch up. So now it's just like it's a brother to me. We talk about everything, football, life, everything, how the family doing, stuff like that. So it's just bigger than ball.
What would it mean to you if you were the first rookie quarterback to take a team to the Super Bowl?
Man, I'm not even thinking that far. It will obviously be a blessing, but I'm just focused on how can I be better day by day.
Jayden, how would you describe your working relationship with Cliff, and what do you think he does well?
Cliff puts us in the best positions. He doesn't want us to go out there and really think a lot. We want to go out there and play ball and play freely. But the relationship, man, I would say is obviously the best. We have that open communication where if I don't like a play, I could go in and tell Cliff, like, hey, I don't like this. Like, I don't think it's going to work. I'm not comfortable with it. And, he's not he might fight for it a little bit, but ultimately he doesn't want us to go out there and run plays that we're not comfortable with.
Hey, Jayden, when you're watching tape on defenses, how much do you pay attention to individual defensive pass rushers, or is it just kind of the group as a whole as you kind of, are figuring out what teams like to do to you?
Yeah, I think you obviously got to pay attention to those type of players. Obviously they're at the top position for the reason, but just the whole group as a whole, how do they rush together? Because, it's not always just independent one-on-ones. They run stunts and stuff like that, so you got to pay attention to that. But I pay attention to it, but I don't focus too much on it. I'm very aware of it, though.
Jayden, how much, all season long, Coach Quinn has professed, here's our plan. But this is different. We've now moved into this room to do these things. Your time is going to be a little bit more tighter with, other organizations want to talk to you. How good a job have the coaching staff done of just keeping things as normal as possible? And do you feel a difference this week?
I personally don't feel a difference. So to answer your question, I've been doing a real good job. And I think just as players and vets that been in this position, stuff like that, you kind of just lean on them to ask questions. And, everybody says, keep the main thing the main thing. obviously it's the Final Four, you should say, and there's going to be a lot more eyes on these teams. So you could get out of whack, you could listen to the media, stuff like that. But if you keep your same routine, stay consistent, it'll be workout.
Hey, Jayden. So before Saturday night's game, in the last few weeks, it took a bit to get the running game back established and solid and going. And you all really were able to get that going on Saturday night. So what kind of went into you all just establishing that run again?
Yeah, the O-line did a tremendous job. The backs did too, getting downhill, giving them lanes to run through. And that's going to be huge. This type of time, you got to be able to run the ball, get downhill, get the tough yards. And, we were able to go out there and do that last week, so we're hoping to build on that.
Hey, Jayden, I've noticed you've taken a handful of hits throughout your rookie season, and you're almost always popping up and smiling, whether it's at your teammates or at the defenders. Why is that?
It's football. You're going to get hit. I'm not hurt. It's a hit. If somebody gets a good hit on me, man, it's a good hit and move on to the next play.
You mentioned people that you ask questions of and lean on in these times. Like, who have been the players, specifically now, but just throughout the season that you've really leaned on the most, and what have you taken away from them as a rookie?
It's numerous amount of people, but I just say to pinpoint a few. Obviously, Marcus Mariota, he's in the QB room, so I talk to him a lot. You got Zach Ertz, obviously I spend quite a lot of time with, but and then everybody knows me and Bobby are real close, and just be able to ask those different type of questions and just take advice from them. And the main thing is like, hey, go out there, stay consistent, don't make it bigger than what it is, keep your same routine, and you'll be prepared.
I guess kind of going off that, DQ, when we talked to him today, said when he sees you on the sideline, you're like the Terminator, just dialed in. You've been in, I would consider, some high-stress moments, big games. Like, why is the moment, do you think, never too big for you?
I just think for me, football is just it's fun, and like I said, it's like a safe haven for me. Everything I've been through personally in my life, so I'm not really going out there and stressing about the moment, because at the end of the day, I get to do what I love each and every week. Win, lose, or draw. So it's just a blessing to be one of those kids that are able to fulfill their dream and live out their dream of playing on Sundays in the NFL.
DQ also said earlier that at this point it's about execution and fundamentals, not installing new plays or anything. How do you approach seeing a team for a third time, and what does need to be different?
I think you put some different wrinkles into your game plan, and I'm pretty sure they will too. But at the end of the day, it's about execution and fundamentals, and that's a very good team that we're going to face for a third time again. So they got a lot of good players. Obviously, we know them; they know us. So it's going to be a fun matchup going up against them on Sunday.
Yeah, Jayden, based on that, what have the coaches kind of told you this week in terms of, be prepared for this or be prepared for that, something that the defense might throw at you differently this time around?
It's not so much that. I think it's just more so reacting and adjusting on the fly during the game if they do show us something different, which I'm pretty sure they will. But obviously, their scheme is what they are. And they're very confident in their players. Vic Fangio got those guys flying around. They're playing confident, so it's going to be a very good challenge.
Everybody always had a high level of trust in you, but was there a point this season where you felt like teammates, coaches weren't treating you like a traditional rookie anymore?
I don't know. Nah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's up to them. I don't think they necessarily treated me as a rookie. The day I got there, everybody was treated equally. So I would say, not really.
Jayden, there's a lot of talk about Terry McLaurin and what he can do, but obviously Diami has really come on in the playoffs as well. It seems like almost every week you're finding Zach Ertz for a big play. What can you say about the offensive weapons you've been playing with as a whole, and how much you've seen them grow in terms of their chemistry with you and what they bring to the table right now?
Everybody loves playing with each other. Being a part of this team of Brotherhood, like that we speak, we preach here. So we'll go to bat, we'll go to war with each other. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to keep fighting to the end of the game. So I got the utmost trust in those guys to go out there, put in the work throughout the week, be prepared when those plays need to be made on Sundays.
Yep, Jayden, every team left right now has a quarterback who can both throw the ball and pose a real threat with their running as well. For you, for like a quarterback who came through the game, high school, college, in your age or generation, is there such thing as like a running quarterback anymore, or is that just kind of like part and parcel with how the position is played right now?
I think that's just how the position is played. You got guys on the other side of the ball that can run 4.4, 4.3, so you got to be able to move a little bit, be able to play make. So I think that's just, a part of the game and how the game's evolving now.
Getting back to Zach Ertz, how important has he been, as a veteran tight end, kind of like a safety valve for you? And then also, you said you spent a lot of time with him. There's a bit of an age gap between you two. What are some of the ways that might show itself off the field?
Everybody necessarily, everybody's kind of like a big kid in a way. You just got to be able to be comfortable enough to bring that side out. So I think I do a good enough job of joking around with the older guys and stuff like that. And then me and Zach, just that relationship that we built. Obviously, tight end could be a quarterback's best friend, and he's seen a lot of football in this league. So just be able to lean on him in certain situations and kind of pick his brain early on. And as we built the relationship, having those type of conversations, this is how I want you to run this route versus coverage and stuff like that.
Jayden, coming up Sunday at 3 o'clock, all season we've talked about your calm, talked about your poise, your ability to make plays in big moments. Sunday at 3 o'clock, arguably the biggest game of your life. What's going through your mind, and how do you make sure that you're present in that moment?
I don't know. We'll see when that time comes. Now I'm just focused on, take care of my body and get ready for practice tomorrow. Appreciate y'all.